We're going back in time a little bit on the show tonight, and we're going back to 1987. Star Wars: The Return of the Jedi has just wrapped up its run. The whole trilogy of the original trilogy has come and gone in the theaters, and pretty much there's not a whole lot of Star Wars left to be put out. The series is kind of had its run. A little company called West End Games had just put out a role-playing game for Ghostbusters. So they decided to then dabble a little bit and change their system to put out an RPG for Star Wars. They kind of took a gamble on that, knowing that that there was no future content coming out after Return of the Jedi. So that kind of paid off for them, and now the West End Games D6 Star Wars RPG, as it's affectionately known still, is was probably one of the most influential late '80s RPGs, and it's still very, very popular. We're going to play it tonight on the show. If you haven't given it a shot, you should definitely give it a look over. This Star Wars RPG was one of the most influential pieces of the Star Wars universe. Just in fact, it was so much. It had so much influence leading into the expansion of everything that related to Star Wars beyond the movies. That George Lucas actually gave copies of the RPG to Timothy Zahn when Zahn was coming up with and writing the Thrawn trilogy of books. So it definitely had a big impact on the expanded universe. So, well, if you are tuning in for the first time, thank you so much. I would love to have you hit that like button down below if you are a big fan of Star Wars and, of course, of this West End Games RPG system. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the little subscribe button down there, the little red button and the little bell. You'll get alerted every single time we go live, and we do these actual plays, and we have a lot of fun. I've got a great group of folks that I call friends that come on, and we do these actual plays. I will tell you, I will preface you that we are playing this actual play in between episodes 3 and 4. So Order 66 has taken place, so there's not a whole lot of Force users out in the wild because they've been hunted down. Spoiler alert! If anybody hasn't seen episode 3 yet, which I guess you probably should by now. But yeah, so without further ado, we are going to play the first part of hopefully a 3-part series called Under a Black Sun. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without a Star Wars opening crawl. So we are going to do that right now. The scene opens up, and it's this dark room, kind of low lit, and it has some monitors. You don't really see anybody in the frame it yet, but you see the computer screens kind of all kind of having data come down through them, and the camera focuses in on this little data card that is tucked into one of the slots, and as just as the screen goes blank, the data card turns green, a hand reaches out, pulls the data card from the slot, and that immediately causes alarms to go. You hear, "Come on, let's go!" And you see, the next shot, you see someone coming out of a room, and that first person is going to be our first character. I'm telling your compatriots to hurry up.
Uh,
What do you what? Let's introduce your character as we set up this scene.
Okay, so my character's name is Leorj Jukas. He goes by Leo to everybody he knows. Um, he's a super tall guy. He's easily over 6 feet tall, incredibly skinny and gangly looking as heck. Really severe features, sort of like shaggy reddish hair. It's blowing everywhere in the wind that's coming in down the hallway off the landing platform. He's wearing a mid-length cape kind of thing, mostly sort of outdated fancy dress clothes, as if they were bought from like a used store or something like that. But they were in good condition at one point, and they still look okay, but they're not perfect anymore. I've got this card in my hand, and I'm just like waving behind me, like just hollering at people, like, "Oh my God, you guys, we gotta go now! These alarms are gonna attract everybody."
You actually don't have the
Oh, I
card.
don't. Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
not
I
yet.
thought I had it.
Nope, you were kind of the lookout
Oh,
for this group at this point.
okay.
So you were closest to the door. As soon as the alarm went off, you immediately went out of the room, and now you're pretty much trying to get everybody out the door to out of this skyscraper building that you have infiltrated.
Okay.
Uh, Immediately you hear Josh, your character speak. You go ahead and just give yourself and of course Jason's character Leorge. What is it, Leo? We're
Yeah, you
just
can
gonna
call
call
me
you
Leo
Leo.
for sure.
Leo, what is Josh's character? What did that just? What did that say? What is he trying to say at this point?
Okay, even the Wookiee thinks we have to move our asses, you guys.
And at that point, the Wookiee comes out of the comes into frame into the hallway from this room, and we get introduced to Josh's character. Go ahead, Josh. Tell us, give us a little description, and tell us who you're playing this evening.
So I am playing Watango, Tango for short, and my Wookiee, he's very primal. He likes to be out in the wild and doing things. He loves beast riding and various things of that nature, and you don't want to make him mad.
Sure.
You never want to make a Wookiee mad, but particularly this guy.
Okay.
So he's a pretty good hired protector for the group.
Excellent. So let's now, you hear off screen, "Hey, we don't need another Bespin incident." And that's when all of a sudden, out from the door frame, a Mon Call comes into frame, and that will be played by the wonderful and lovely Amanda.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Amanda, would you like to tell us a little bit about your character as they come into frame?
Yeah, so my character is Amon Calamari, and her name is Kara, Kara Size. And she's kind of a orange and white mottled colored, and wearing kind of basically just like the little like flight suit vest type outfit. And yeah, she likes to go out and explore the galaxy, and doing it with this group of misfits seems to be the best way to do it right now. So
awesome. And then last but not least, Ben's character comes into frame as it comes rushing out the door with the data card in his hand, and he quickly puts it in his pocket and follows the rest of the team out down the hallway as blaster fire is headed your way as you guys make your way out the exit. But Ben, before we do, let's spotlight on your character a little bit and tell folks who you're playing and who you are this evening.
So I am Jom Highness, and I am kind of a stockier guy, bald head covered with a very tattered, like reserve flight pilot hat. Lots of coveralls and overalls underneath, definitely worn out, dirt, grime, that sort of thing. And then covering that is just a chest protector vest, very lightweight armor with the same amount of carbon scoring and everything on it. Probably doubles more as an apron in a workshop than necessarily actual armor in a battlefield. And just a very thick mustache and a very thick frame as he comes in. Guys, I totally thought that code was going to silence the alarm. Let's move.
So let's just set up the scene a little bit. I'll go right to just like that. Klaxons blare overhead as you flee from this facility with the stolen data that you just poached from the terminal. You hear Black Sun agents scrambling to investigate on the levels ahead of you, or above you, and back of you. You exit the skyscraper into a bustling landing platform where a droid-driven airspeeder is nearby, and it's awaiting a fare. And all of a sudden, a blaster bolt blazes past you, and the speeder seems to be the best option at this point, and pretty much your only option. So you all jump inside, and the droid quickly looks at you and says, "Fare, please."
I'll take my credit stick and pop it into the slot, I guess.
The droid looks at you and says, "Thank you so much. Your destination, please." More blaster bolts or flare or waving.
Not here. Not
Anywhere
here.
away from here. Just drive.
Where did we dock? Where are we going?
Please give me a coordinate.
The spaceport.
The spaceport. Absolutely. Hold on. Please buckle your seatbelts as we depart the landing platform. And more blaster fire is taking off, and you see the airspeeder kind of drift off of the platform and then join into the heavy traffic that's above. That's going on above. You guys are playing in Coruscant, of course, and you're in the upper level right now of Coruscant, which is the main. If anybody's not familiar with Coruscant, it's like the main source of the Empire, and it is pretty much like New York City, only planet-wide, and there's just a whole bunch of traffic that's going on. So yeah, you jump inside and you take off, and yeah, unfortunately, those Sun agents are not that easy to lose, and they all of a sudden you look behind you and you see two swoop bikes with Sun agents on them, and they are trailing you very, very quickly, and they are, of course, shooting blasters frantically, trying to subdue your airspeeder. And of course,
John, really quickly. Is there anything you can do to make him go faster?
So the protocol droid says, "I have to maintain a safe speed, otherwise we would be risking the lives of."
And can I shoot?
You want to shoot the protocol droid that's driving? Absolutely.
What?
So as he turns around and as he's got his hands on the wheel, you fire, and his head just blows up into multiple pieces, and all of a sudden the airspeeder like starts swaying back and forth and starts going up and down, and yeah.
Oh no! No!
And now you've got all sorts of swoop bikes approaching you. You've got two swoop bikes that are approaching you with Sun agents on them, Sun agents on them.
Gonna try to take control of the vehicle.
Well, they were never going to expect us to crash on purpose.
Give me some sort of piloting roll for that. the way this system works is it's a D6 dice pool system. So you're going to have an attribute, and then sometimes you'll have a skill that comes on board that applies, and you roll that. One of the D6s has to be a different color. Based on that color die that's different than all the others, if it comes up a 1, then it's some sort of complication that happens. If it's a 6, then I can kind of grant it to be some sort of bonus or stunt. But for all intents and purposes, this session, we're just going to let it explode, and you're going to get to re-roll it and add it to your existing roll. So
Cool.
go ahead.
So I'm rolling 4, and one of them just has to be weird, and I let you know if one of them, if the weird color one does something different. Okay.
If it's a 1 or 6, then just let me know.
Okay. What am I looking for on the rest of them?
You want to just give me the total.
Oh, the total. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 12.
Okay. Yeah. You take control of the airspeeder, and you start to rein it into control. And yeah, and you start to.
Does anyone
go
know where they're going on Coruscant?
That is an amazing Mon Calamari voice, by the way. My life is now complete now that Amanda Call has done a Mon Call impression on my show.
Is this a closed cockpit or an open cockpit?
It's probably we'll say it's open on this one at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. They're definitely those swoop bikes are definitely getting closer and closer though as you go.
Definitely take a shot at one of those.
Okay. Well, the one thing you'll know is that if you start, any kind of blaster fire, it will probably alert the authorities, and it might
just shot the droid in the thing. Okay.
Yeah, and it might actually stray and hit a civilian too. So just keeping that in perspective, if you want to do that. Not that I'm trying to tell you how to roll or what you should do. If you would like to shoot them, I will let you shoot them.
I will take it one chance.
Okay.
And take a shot because I can.
So yeah. Okay. Let's give me some sort of roll for that.
Bowcaster roll.
Absolutely. I can't see any other roll that wouldn't. All
right. Roll the 6 on the special die, so I get
nice.
to.
Yeah, let it roll again.
Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 2, 13, 14.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that you aim and you take one of the swoop bikes right out, hits them right in the front, and it starts spinning, and it crashes into one of the sides of the skyscrapers and just kind of explodes, and yeah, you keep going on. You still have one
Tango
more.
Does.
You've got one more. You've got one more swoop bike behind you. If anybody would like to try to address that, or
I'm going to put my hand on his bowcaster and gently push it down.
Okay.
At the same time that we are reducing the blaster fire, I'm going to grab one of my flashbangs and try to time the detonation so it goes between us and the swoop bike to try to throw him off.
Okay. So give me some sort of roll for that.
Right.
I don't know what you've got for.
I've got some grenade dexterity skill.
Okay.
I practice throwing things and making them explode. I did also get a 6 on my special die.
Nice.
So throw that in there. We're looking at 13 total.
13 total. Okay. Yeah, you time it pretty well. It causes the swoop bike to kind of veer off course a little bit, so it doesn't take him out, but it does cause him to not follow in a straight line, so he kind of goes up a little bit, and you definitely get a little more space in between you and that last swoop bike, but he's still following you fairly well. Yeah. What would you like to do at this point? You know that if you go up above, you're going to probably hit more traffic because the higher the level in Coruscant, the more populated it is, because it works like that. The further on down you go is kind of the underworld, the seedy part of Coruscant, and you can probably you probably finagle your way around a little bit into maybe like a sewer drain, or but you do know that some of those pipes and stuff down there, they do have some not so great things in them too. So
Are the not so
um,
great things going to shoot at us?
um
Because right now we're being shot at, and I'm not keen on that.
maybe it depends on what's in there. Leo, what
Exactly, Watango. Let's go down, Kara. I'm just completely ignoring what he's actually saying and just going with my own narrative at this point. The Wookiees all in favor.
I'm gonna go on record as saying this is a terrible idea, but I go down.
All right, so you immediately pilot the airspeeder down. The swoop bike does follow you down, and give me some sort of roll for piloting through like some of the obstacles that
Is
go
there a
through.
shenanigans skill under the tech?
There is a shenanigans, absolutely.
Aircraft shenanigans.
I got a 6 on that special die.
Well, you guys are not getting sixes. That's 3
Yaha!
sixes in a row.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
all
my
right.
special
Don't worry,
origins.
I'll even that out as soon as I pick up dice.
My last Origins die that I went to, 2018. It's very happy tonight.
Nice.
So what do I do?
So you want to roll? You roll all your piloting dice.
Yeah, I did that.
Add them together. Did you re-roll your 6 for
Not
your
yet.
stunt die or whatever it is, your
Okay.
wild die?
All right, so it's still not that great of a total because all the rest of them are pretty low.
Okay.
But that's going to be sorry, I'm mathing slowly tonight. 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's actually a really good success. So yeah, you happen to fly underneath a couple pipes. Kind of you make the airspeeder go in between some really tight areas, and you lose the swoop bike, that Black Sun agent, and you're parked. You found this spot where it's kind of like this round tube almost. It kind of looks like but it kind of looks like a round, like rubble kind of thing. And you park in back of it, and you're kind of out of view of everything, and you guys can just kind of figure out what you're doing at this point, because you are down in the lower levels of Coruscant.
Is there enough of the droid's head remaining that I might be able to salvage a small bit of programming that I could have the droid pilot this thing back to whatever taxi stand or whatever it started at, so that maybe they don't realize we hopped off here?
No, it's definitely wasted.
Thanks a lot, Tango.
Yeah. At this point, you all get notification on your comm links. You get this encrypted transmission on your comm links, and it says, Jesus, are you all right, squad? Report in. What's the status?
We've got the data. And
you guys?
we're
What?
clear.
You actually got what you were sent for? Man, I thought this was going to be another Bisping incident. Jeez, I really didn't think you guys would be up to the task. All right.
Listen, you didn't hire screw ups here.
Well,
it was right out of the car.
it wasn't my call. I want you guys need to report over to Quadrant L42 and go over to Choppers and report in to Choppers. He'll give you further instructions.
Oh.
And with that, the transmission cuts out.
I don't know why they keep bringing up Bespin. We would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the Ugnaughts.
Does anybody want to explain what happened in Bespin?
Um,
No?
I got nothing like that.
Ask the Wookiee.
Yeah. Yes. Let's let the Wookiee explain. Exactly. And that's how come you don't put a blaster in that orifice.
So, oh my gosh. So at this point, you know that quadrant L42 is quite a ways away. It's just at this moment that this pile of debris that's in front of you, that's kind of round, all of a sudden, you see this eyeball open up in front of you, and these tentacles start to come over your way, and you've realized that you've parked right next to a Duracrete slug.
Nope,
Ah,
nope,
It
nope,
is just like Best
nope, nope. Reverse.
I'll take a shot at it with my blaster
Okay.
as we back away.
Yeah, give me give me a blaster roll for that.
So it's 1, 2, 3. 13. And I
Okay.
rolled a 3 on the special dice. So.
Awesome. Yeah, you blast it, but the thing with Duracrete slugs is that they start out really soft, but over as they feed on the Duracrete that the skyscrapers are made of and everything, it actually it comes out of their skin. And becomes like this hard shell, and pretty much a blaster fire just bounces right off of it.
Okay. Backing up. We're backing up now. We're going away.
Reverse.
Okay.
I'll take the body of the droid and throw it out at it.
Okay.
I don't know, bait? What?
Yeah. One of its tentacles grabs the body of the droid, and then another one's kind of coming closer to you guys. So you're just gonna back up and try to avoid this
Yep.
tentacle. The tentacle is part of its mouth, by the way. I didn't know if I
Okay.
made that clear. Yeah. So you guys just back up, and you have to go over to what would you like to do? You can go over to Chopper's. You know Chopper as Chopa Chopa Iliar. He's a Bescalis. Is that how you pronounce it, Ben? I think that's how you pronounce it.
I believe so, yeah.
Bescalis. If anybody has seen episode 2, he is a Bescalis. Looks like Dex from the diner scene that Obi-Wan visits when he has the little arrow from Jango Fett. He kind of he has 4 arms. He's a rather rotund, rather large creature, and he's got like this kind of like triangle type of head with a little mustache, a little beard, and yeah, they're kind of heavy duty creatures, and yeah, you know him as an operative for the Pike family, and yeah, he kind of has this maintenance shop that he runs.
I think we'd be better off going straight there, don't you guys? I mean, it was what we were hired to do. I mean, if we dawdle around, we could get in trouble.
Sooner we dump the cred, the sooner we get paid.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, Kara, can you fly us there sneakily? I don't know how flying works, really. I pay people to do that.
Sure.
I'm just thinking. I mean, that swoop bike is around there. They're still probably looking for us. So if we can be like sneaky flying, that would be super.
Right. Low back alleys, weird turns. Got it.
Yeah, it takes you a while. You go through all these back streets, and you stayed kind of down towards the lower level of Coruscant, and you make your way to Chopper's speeder repair shop. Yeah, you go into the shop. You see all sorts of sparks flying all over the place. You see it's pretty much just a mess all over the place. There's like speeder parts and half-built droids, and they're all stacked from floor to ceiling. And then you see a lot of is it Ugnaughts that are kind of welding, and they're working away, toiling away, and they're not really even paying you any attention. They're just like focused in on their work. And then all of a sudden you hear this booming voice from behind one of the junk piles that says, "My friends, So good to see you again. And he takes Leo and gives him a great big hug with his upper two hands, and then with his lower two hands, he pats you on the back and says, you know, so he's very very welcoming, glad that you are in his shop, and
You know,
that you
swooshed up against him, checking my pockets and checking his pockets.
yeah
Since I'm sneaky like that. Can I make a roll to see if I can you know, sneak something out of a pocket?
sure.
Okay. Since it's kind of I'm not that kind of guy. 14.
Okay. Yeah, you feel into his pockets, and it's basically just all sorts of tools and some broken parts and some spare parts that he's
I'll
taken
snag a
off
tool.
one. Yeah, okay. It's like a wrench. We'll say he
Okay,
took a wrench out
sure.
of his pocket. All right. Yeah, he's like, I'm really excited to hear about what happened. How did the job go?
Flawless.
All right. Well,
Absolutely.
let's go back to my office, and we can talk about it a little bit more and in private.
Okay, so I guess we'll follow him back to his office.
Head on in.
All right. Yeah.
Make room for the Wookiee.
So he says and he has his upper two hands kind of like rubbing together. So which one of you has the information?
Look, John.
We're all pointing at Jom.
Well,
Jom, you got let's see this disc that you got.
well, the code that you helped get me in there with definitely wasn't perfect. So
I didn't give you any kind of code. You were just supposed to download the encrypted files.
right. You understand encryption usually means security.
Yeah, but you didn't do it very secure then, huh?
Well, we have it.
Nice. Let me see that. Let's encrypt this. Let's
How
encrypt
about,
this
how
DASCA.
about we trade some credits first there,
We
Mr. Fingers?
You do know that I'm working for the same side you are, right?
Oh, I completely understand that, but if we hand over our only means of getting payment, we're just as likely to maybe not get paid.
Yeah, but you don't know what what your mission is. This is gonna help you get that information, because nobody knows who it is that betrayed the Pike family.
I'm going to try to bargain with him. See
All right.
if I can. Basically, what I want is I want you to give us half of the money that we're supposed to get for this now, and then we'll hand you this. And then if you find what you want, we get the rest. If you don't find what you want,
Well,
fair enough.
How about you encrypt this with me?
seems fair.
All right.
We can make this work.
Well, it'll take half as long.
Not how that works.
And so you see John put the disk into drive, and you see all this data come up, and both him and I are diligently trying to de-encrypt this this encryption. And yeah, he looks over at you and says, once we find out who this bounty hunter is that's kind of messed over the Pike family, they wanted to bring him down because he betrayed them. He cost them quite a fortune by stealing a shipment of their spice and bringing it to the Black Sun instead. Unsurprisingly, the Pikes aren't very happy about it, and they'll pay pretty well to take this person out of their lives. They might even forget that Bespin incident that you had with them.
How long are we going to be under the thumb of that thing? That's just ridiculous. It's not our fault. We just happened to be there.
Well, you'll have to take that up with them. I'm just here to supply you with the information. I'm not in charge of who you owe what to.
So every time the Wookiee hears that word, he's going to become a little bit more irate every time he hears it.
The Bespin?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Sure.
agitating the Wookiee. Don't
All right.
agitate the Wookiee.
Right. Yeah. So Jom and Chopper are definitely working their way, trying to de-encrypt this data that you guys secured.
I'm just going to poke around the shop while they're doing that.
Okay.
Does it seem like Chopper is actively really giving it his all, or
Oh yeah,
am
yeah.
I
He's
basically doing
definitely
work
trying
here?
to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty loyal to the Pike family.
Actually, you know what? I'm
so-
going to talk to Watango for a minute. He can understand basic, right? Like he understands what we're saying. He just doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Basic. Okay. All right. Watango, let's you and me go outside and make sure that nobody else is keeping an eye on us. Maybe.
All right.
Okay, I'm going outside. I'm assuming he's going to.
That's Wookiee for yes.
Okay.
I guess I'll just stay here and be useless. I'd like get a snack out of one of my pockets and just start.
Well, I didn't want to leave Jom in here by
Oh, it's fine.
Okay, so me and Watango will go outside and we'll just kind of like, act casual outside and see if there's anybody paying any special attention.
Okay. Yeah, no, there doesn't seem to be anybody outside that seems to be of any suspicious activity. You just see the regular hustle and bustle. You do see some kind of folks that are kind of staying to the shadows a little bit, but nothing out of the norm. Just for this area that nobody really likes to be seen because it's
Okay.
a lower level, of course.
So while we're watching, I'll just talk to Watango for a minute. So the next time somebody says that word to you, Bespin, I want you to just roar straight at them. Just don't even say anything. I mean, they'll assume you're saying something. There's probably something like "screw you," but roar right at them as loud as you can. Excellent. That's all I wanted to say.
That's nice. So yeah, inside Chopper and Jom are working. Jom, give me some sort of roll for decryption or some sort of I don't know what you got for skills, but
I'm guessing technical would come
yeah,
into
give me
play
some
here.
sort of give me
Sure.
some sort of technical skill.
That is going to be a big old 8 on 4 dice.
Yeah, it's still
not so good.
Yeah, it's still taking a while. You can see Chopper's just kind of using all 4 hands at this point, just trying to figure out this data that.
See, it's difficult for these small human fingers to work this giant keyboard that Chopper has.
Chopper says, don't seem to have any problems with it.
Yeah. If I had a couple more fists like yours, I could probably pass as a Ronto. Let's just get this done.
And he takes one of his hands and slaps you on the back a little bit. And yeah. So yeah. Let's. It takes a little while, but eventually the data comes up and on the screen, and it kind of Chopper kind of looks at it a little bit, and he starts reading it, and looks over at Jom, kind of notions, and says, "You you might want to bring your friends in for this."
Hey,
I-
Tango, Leo, Kara, come here.
What?
I'll,
I
I'll-
didn't.
I'll
I
click
ne-
my comm link and say, these work, right? You don't have to.
I never left. I was here the whole time.
stuffing her face. All
I'm
right,
out of fruit snacks.
come back into the room.
All right. So yeah, Chopper looks at you all and says, "We found the identity of the bounty hunter that betrayed the Pyre family. It's Kayato Liachos." And you know this bounty hunter as a Nikto, formerly bound in servitude to the Huts. He has since regained his freedom, and now he has been pretty much on a tear to take up any kind of high risk, unauthorized bounties, and he has kind of made a name for himself in a relatively short time since he has been freed from the Huts. Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder why he's taking such high risk stuff then. I mean, he's free. You'd think he would just flee, honestly. And why would he betray the family?
I don't know. That was for you to.
So wait, you guys
Find
were in
out.
there for like a half an hour, and the only thing on this entire thing was this guy's name?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of
We had to break into this secure facility to find a name? Okay, I'm not saying it was a silly thing.
I mean, it also has a little some other details here. Let's take a look at this file a little bit more. It just kind of that was the first name that came up. Let's see here. It says that out of the spice shipment that he stole, only part of it was delivered.
So there's some loot to be had then.
It also says something about some pickups on Zelcom Tower on the 4th floor. I don't know what that. I don't know what that means.
Pickups that he made or pickup that he needs to make?
I don't. It just says that there's a list of looks like there's a list of pickups for Zelcom Tower, 4th floor
Okay.
is what it
Well,
says.
at least
right
that's
there.
something. That's
I don't.
something.
I don't know what that means, but you guys are welcome to do something with that. I don't know. Yeah, I just
Also, since you have 4 unbusy hands right now, can we get our payment?
you get your payment when you take down the bounty hunter.
Okay, so first of all, we were contracted to get this disc. Nobody said anything about knocking a bounty hunter off.
Well, that was part of the. That's part of the arrangement. Is
Are you altering the deal?
I don't make the arrangements with the Pikes. The Pikes make the arrangements themselves. But I do know that if you take this guy down, they'll erase that whole Bespin thing that Josh is on mute.
Josh is.
Oh no.
Hey,
See,
big fella.
This is what happens when you start picking on the Wookiee.
I wasn't. I'm just saying, like you kind of have to make up some ground for that Bestman incident.
I'll
Yikes!
slam my fist
That to
down
him.
and
Yikes!
get right up in his face.
What what you need to realize is that I'm sure that they'll probably give you some sort of bounty, probably like 1,000 credits each, if you make this guy if you take this guy out. So
That's pretty good, you guys.
You know what? We're already here. We already know where we're going. We may as
mean-
well continue.
I mean, I kind of know where this guy hangs out too, to be honest with you.
Spill the
Oh.
beans there.
I mean,
Mr.
I've
Van.
I've known that he frequents a couple places.
Such as?
Well, I you know, I know he frequents the Umbra Club.
All right.
I don't think that you know, you guys frequent there too often, but yeah, he does go to the Umbra Club, and he also goes to the Spider from time to time. Spider. The Umbra Club, you know, as some sort of it's kind of like this seedy it's like the seedy, like, kind of stick dealer place where you know, not good things happen, and kind of you know, it's kind of a shady club. The Spider is a sabacc parlor.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as the Spider gets mentioned, that definitely that makes Leo's ears perk up a little bit.
All right. Now we're talking. Now we can go do some things, and we can get some stuff, and we can accomplish something. Since you're not going to give us any money right now.
Well, I mean, did you come in with any mechanical stuff? Because I could probably
Speeder or not?
you know.
Wait, attack. Wait, what the hell is this thing? Attack? What is it? A speeder?
It's a what was it?
It's a taxi of some sort.
It's an air speeder.
It's an air speeder.
It's got some carbon scoring along the windscreen.
Well,
Droid wires.
You know,
take
It's
take
fine.
Me, you know, I'm always interested in more inventory at the
I'm
shop.
regretting
So
throwing that droid away now.
let's take me to the speeder, and maybe I can negotiate. Maybe we can negotiate a deal for it.
Wait, do we? Well, okay, I'll quickly huddle up with the group. Do we want to keep the speeder? Because I mean, we need wheel. Well, not wheels, but you know what I mean.
It's stolen.
Excellent point, Kara. I hadn't thought of that.
Scrap it.
How much can we sell it for? Wait, wait. Okay, I am going to see if I can bargain with this guy because I have that as a skill.
Okay.
To see if I can get the best possible price.
Okay. So you guys are going to sell Chopper the air speeder that you stole.
Man,
You're
no.
gonna sell stolen goods.
Yes.
Why not? He doesn't look like he's actually running an honest business or anything.
We're already working for a crime family.
Yeah,
That's true. That's
really.
true.
So
So
keep up with the crime.
he gives you an initial offer. He knows that it's stolen, and he gives you the offer of 150 credits.
Okay. I'm gonna look up the bargain skill real quick here because I looked at it earlier, but did not really.
While they are negotiating, I'm going to. I assume there's some sort of like central data server, you know, Google for the Coruscant network.
Sure.
That I can look up what the Zycom tower level 4 might be there.
Absolutely.
Or something.
Give me some sort of
probably what a mechanical using.
Yeah, we'll give you some sort of mechanical roll. That's fine.
We have 1, 2, 3, 9.
Okay. Yeah, you know that the Zelcom Tower is a large skyscraper by the Zelcom Corporation. You know that the Zelcom Corporation transports cargo. And Leo, have you?
Okay. So this is an opposed roll, Doug.
It is okay.
Yeah. So bargaining is a perception thing. So if he doesn't have bargain under his perception, you're going to just roll his perception
Okay.
Against mine.
Okay.
And it's all based on how much I beat you or you beat me.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm going to blow a character point and add a dice to my roll.
I rolled really well. I'm going to be honest.
Okay. Well, let's see how I got 23.
Did you really get 23?
Yeah.
Okay, I got 16.
Okay, so
Well then,
I beat
So-
you by what's
a
that?
lot.
7
Seven.
By
points.
7.
So I beat you by 7. So the price of the speeder is 1.25 times the local market value.
Okay. So Chopper says, I think I can maybe make use of some of these parts. And how's 500 credits?
So is this after the bargaining or before the bargaining?
That's after the bargaining.
That's after the bargaining.
Yeah, he realizes that
Okay.
there's some
for stolen speeder, you guys.
Well, it's better that we got it for nothing and we're selling it for 500 credits. So it's a deal.
All right. There's paperwork to fill out here because I'm a legitimate business and I've got to file all my paperwork.
That might be a problem.
Why would it be a problem?
Why would it be a problem? What kind of paperwork do we need to fill out?
Bill of lading and bill of sale. You guys don't think that I just take speeders for?
Actually, we do.
I mean, is this not your speeder?
Okay. I'm going to continue along the perception tree, and I'm going to try and that we don't need to do that, which is less dice than I wish it was. 13 I rolled.
13. Okay. So Chopper says he can kind of get the impression that you guys aren't being. This isn't really your vehicle. He says, you know what? I can see you guys are in a pickle, and we need to make this as speedy a transaction as possible.
Yes,
I can speed this process up for 50 credit fee. So here's 450, and we'll just call it good, and I'll take care of the paperwork on my end.
I'll be like, done deal, and I'll
yeah.
go to whichever hand I'm looking like what you got, pick a hand, man.
And he reaches out and pulls you in and gives you a great big hug
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 450 credits. It is done deal. We'll see you. Do we contact you?
I'm sure that the Pike family will keep tabs on you.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, if we happen to shoot a bounty hunter in the face, do we come back here?
I mean, are you going to shoot him in the face?
Well, I prefer to shoot him in the back of the face, honestly. If see, yeah, even the Wookiee agrees.
I mean,
he won't have a face if we let the Wookiee shoot him, though.
I mean, the Pikes do have unfinished business with this guy, and
so this is not a dead.
They would probably prefer it if you wrapped it up and
so bring him back alive.
Make sure that he can't double cross anybody again.
Well, if he's got no arms left, he can't double cross people now, can he?
So if you let him get away, it's gonna make the family look kind of weak. So maybe yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll take our credits and does anybody else have anything to do here?
It's up to you guys. Just a little background on the Pike family. I don't know if you are noticed. I don't think I got a chance to explain this. The Pikes are a huge spice smuggler family. That's
Oh,
what they
okay.
do with their. As you can tell, that they had a spice shipment, and yeah, they were in an alliance with the Shadow Collective, which is a wide-ranging group of criminal organizations, but that fell apart. And yeah, now they are looking to branch out and expand their power by incorporating smaller groups into their family. And they're basically based in the Outer Rim. So yeah, that's kind of what you know about the Pikes.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I guess we will bid the man adieu.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before you leave, Chopper says, "Good luck, my friends. Hopefully, we'll see you soon. Bring it in, Leo. Come here. Let's hug it out again."
All right. I'm going to keep my hands checking my own pockets this time. And I will give him the weirdest hug he's ever had.
Yeah. So yeah, where would you guys like to go from here?
I'll relay the information that the tower is, cargo shipping, and probably had to do something with either dropping off or picking up some of that spice shipment. That half of it went
That went missing, you mean? Okay. I wish we could have figured out whether or not it was actually something he needed to pick up or something that he had already picked up. Because if it's something that he needs to pick up, we could, stand in. Because that might actually give us something to draw him to us. Or maybe give us some leverage, I guess. Maybe like if we show up and like, hey, that spice shipment that you stole, we got a chunk of it. And if you want it back, meet us at XYZ.
We get that, or we could hit up the Sabak tables, which I know
I mean,
you are interested
I'm all prepared to be the point man on that one. We should probably do the easy stuff first, I guess. Let's go to the bars. We'll hit the bars up, I guess, and go from there. Unless somebody else has a better idea.
That's
Sounds good.
you are
He
thinking
agrees.
of either going to the Spider or the Umbra Club?
probably the spider first,
Yeah.
and we can deal in death sticks later.
Yeah. So yeah, you make your way through Coruscant. You know that there's plenty of places to gamble, and there's lots of sabacc parlors all over the planet. But the sights and sounds of the Spider are similar to many of these. And it's got with a central pit of card tables surrounded by various electronic games. The establishment is crowded but noisy. The cheers that accompany winning hands and lucky rolls ring across the room. Behind the bar, a two-headed Troig deftly passes out drinks using all four of arms. Evidently, we have a lot of
Got a
four-armed aliens in this actual play.
lot of arms here.
Yeah. And chatting with down on, and they are also chatting a lot of the patrons up and the gamblers. And a quick scan of the room shows that the Nikto bounty hunter is not there. So yeah, you must kind of just rely on maybe other folks that are in this in this establishment.
Gotta ask around.
Yeah.
How do we subtly ask around for a bounty hunter? I'm not sure how we go about that. I mean, does he play sabacc? Do we know anything? Like, we don't know that really.
No, we don't know.
You just know he's been around here.
Yeah. Is his appearance common knowledge? Like, is he?
I'm just gonna walk up to the bartender.
Okay. He looks at you and says, Oh, nope, that's not the same character.
No,
I'm
that's not
sorry.
the same
That's a
character.
different character. Yeah. So it's a two-headed Troig. Kind of like the I think it's kind of like the pod racer announcer
Yeah,
for
that's what the Troigs are.
yeah. So if anybody is watching this and they're not familiar with what the Troig is, yeah, the two heads kind of look at you, and they kind of look a little bit look a little on edge
What?
as you approach the bar.
You've never seen them on Calamari before? There's like several of them in here.
Yeah.
Can I order a drink?
What are you having?
Sea breeze.
Sea breeze.
Hey, you don't know how to make a sea breeze?
Give me a minute. I think I did learn this one in bartending school. Wait just a second. Let me just go consult my book. And he walks away, and you get the how to be a bartender book, and he's just kind of thumbing through the pages. Sea breeze. No, that's and like the one head kind of looks at the other and kind of just yeah, it's like sea breeze, and it just now it's both heads are kind of like looking around, not really knowing what to do.
All right, just whatever's on special.
Oh, all right. And so you see him pull down the tap and pour a glass and puts it up on the counter, and
Thanks. Say, have you seen I forget the guy's name that we're looking for. Sorry.
It is
I didn't write it down.
Kaito Liachos?
What?
Liachos.
You don't even know his name.
Kaito Liachos. Kato Kalin. You're basically looking for Kato Kalin.
We're going to call him Kato Nachos.
Kato Nachos.
Have you seen Kato Liachos lately? Kind of looking for him. I heard I might find him here.
Yeah, well,
what is
yeah, he was in here earlier. You don't want to mess with him. He's kind of in a bad mood.
I didn't say I was gonna mess with him. I was looking for him. Where is he?
I don't know, but he kind of messed up some of the patrons because a couple of the hands didn't go his way, and I'd just leave him alone if it were me. And
so he left. Like how long?
Well, he kind of venges the losses and takes it out on patrons outside this establishment. So, yeah, we kind of have to keep him out of the spider.
Oh, was that like tonight?
But it's gonna be kind of hard because Kayato kind of owes the owner quite a bit of money.
Oh,
and luckily he's been paying it back little by little, but you know what? I don't know if we can keep letting him back in, though. He kind of beat up a couple of our patrons, and yeah, that's not what we like. We don't want that kind of reputation to be that kind of establishment.
As he says that, Tango will walk up, slap his fish buddy on the back, and I'm assuming this place would have Wookiee alcohol. It's literally called Wookiee alcohol. It's brewed on Kashyyyk in two varieties. The first variety is for Wookiee consumption only, and the other is watered down and subtle for other races to consume.
Interesting. Was this part of the Star Wars Holiday Spectacular special? Is that where we got this? I have a feeling that probably wasn't in the Star Wars.
I don't think that was in the Life Day
book.
special.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
That's on geekrant.com.
nice. So the bartender with his two heads, one of them kind of just stares at you like he's keeping an eye on you because you're a rather big, large Wookiee, and
Right.
he's already had something and he kind of startles him, and he kind of, you see him reach underneath the counter and pour this really dark liquid, and just kind of pours in this big cup, and he comes back over and sets it in front of you.
Okay. I'm there for intimidation purposes.
Okay. All right.
Got to back up the fish folk.
So, any idea where I might find him if he's not here?
I don't know. You could probably talk to the boss and talk to him about it, because I just know that we kicked him out of here, and we told him we don't really want to see his face in here because he's kind of a disruption.
All right, thanks.
The boss is he's Korshin Fen. He's over there in the corner.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Hey, Tango, do you want the rest of this?
Oh. He's two-fisting now.
He's two-fisted. Does he even go up for air? Do you just
No.
just
He just downs it.
He's like the Wookiee. He's like a frat Wookiee.
Yeah. There you go.
See him pounding down drinks.
He'll be doing cake stands later.
Yeah. As you see the I forget what the heck the Troig motion over to the corner, he points to a Bothan over there in the corner, and he's the one that you recognize as Corson Fen.
Corson Fen. Okay.
Let's go talk to Fen.
Yeah, let's go talk to him.
I'm gonna sit down at a sabak table and a couple of hands while you guys do that.
Just to try to look natural, right?
Yeah, purely.
Yeah.
So Fen looks at you as you walk over, and he says, welcome to the Spider. I'm Corson. Thanks for coming in tonight. Would you like to play some sabak, or it looks like your Wookiee friend there has already partaken at the bar. We've got many fine refreshments over there. Just say the word, and I'm sure we can fulfill any desire that you might have with the bar over there.
They don't know how to make a sea breeze.
Yeah, sea breeze. That's an old drink. I haven't. Nobody comes in asking for those anymore.
They're still really popular on Malkamari. I promise you.
Okay. Well, I'll have to talk to the bartender over there and see if we can't figure out how to get that back on the drink menu. I don't know what else.
That's not why we're here.
Well, I appreciate you coming in, and what brings you into the Spider? It looks like what's Leo doing at this point?
Gambling.
He's gambling.
Yeah, I'm just sitting down at a sabak table playing a couple of hands of sabak.
Okay, why don't you let's go over to Leo just a little bit, and why don't you play out some sabak? Give me a roll for some sort of.
I have the gambling. Oh, okay. I got a 6 on my fancy dice. 21.
Okay, yeah, you have quite a few hands that go your way in sabak, and you're amassing quite a quite a bit of wealth, and some of the patrons are starting to look over your way, and they're starting to whisper among themselves and kind of nudge themselves, and they're kind of pointing and looking at you. And the dealer stops and kind of eyeballs you a little bit, and looks over the owner's way. Then owner just kind of nods and yeah, let you keep playing. That's it.
Cool. I'm not doing anything dishonest yet. Emphasis on yet.
So yeah, so
I'll maybe like throw a hand or two in the next round just to, you know, allay some fears, and then I'll just go right back to win.
okay. Yeah, you seem
Totally
to
not cheating, you guys.
No, actually, I haven't used that skill yet. That's what I'm going to bring Watango over for eventually.
Oh jeez.
Oh jeez.
Partner
yeah.
in crime.
So Corson says, so what brought you into the Spider this evening, my friends?
We're looking for a Nikto. One that the bartender says may have some debts to pay to you.
Well, you're talking about Kato. Yeah, I don't like to talk about my clients' information. I like to keep everything strictly confidential so that patrons keep coming back.
Should inform your bartender of that policy. And
yeah,
get a
I
recipe
guess
for a
so.
sea breeze.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that definitely make that happen. I apologize.
Ah, it's all right.
If we were looking to meet with this man, any idea where we might find him?
I don't know. Well, you know what? Yeah, I don't know if we should. I don't think I should give you his information. I really think that I don't want to be known as you know, someone that gives people's information out.
All right. Well, we had some business for him that might allow him to pay you back, but if you're not interested in giving him some work that might line your own pockets, we'll move along.
Well, I mean, all right. Well, you see, Kato not only owes me just a little bit of money. He actually owes me a lot of money. His debt has really kind of increased over the last little bout of bad luck that he's had the last couple months, and he's lost quite a bit at the tables. He owes me about, I think last I checked, somewhere in the vicinity of about 20,000 credits.
Oh, that's a lot of credits.
Yeah. So hopefully he can find some ways to dig himself out of this hole, because 20, like you said, 20,000 credits is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But he tried to win him back at the sabacc table, got really upset, beat up a couple patrons. I can't have that here. Can't have that at the Spider. Spider isn't that kind of facility.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean.
Yes.
Sir, with the 2 drinks, you know what I mean, right? Right, exactly. I told him don't come back until he's got my money, because I don't want to see his face around here. He's not only does he owe me a lot of money, which I'm probably never going to see, but then he's ruining my business on top of it. Can't have that. Not allowed.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? He did say something to me about some sort of spice to offset what he owes me, but I don't deal with that. I told him, no, you give me your credits. Credits are only the language that I speak. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You, you know what? Yeah. See, this guy knows what I'm saying.
I don't know what he's saying.
Yes.
So
I'll yell over from the table. He's saying yes.
Yeah. So yeah, he's kind of giving you some information there. You guys can do with it what you want.
suppose we'll wander over to see how Leo's gambling is paying off.
As soon as they wander over, I'm going to make eye contact with them all, and I'm going to be like looking at everybody else at the table, then looking at them, then looking at my cards, then looking at everybody else at the table, and looking at them, and looking at my cards, as if they're supposed to figure out that I want them to look at other people's cards for me.
All right. Yeah, give me some sort of cheating roll for that, I guess.
Oh boy, here we go. Big bucks, no whammies. Oh. Okay, wait, math. 9.
A 9?
I was startled by the number of ones in the
All right.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So the dealer looks at you. And he looks over at his boss. Says kind of gives him a head nod, and at this point Korshin Fen gets up from this table and comes over to this back table and says, "Hey, what's going on over here?"
Well, your dealer is giving me some lousy hands. Look at how much money I'm losing here. And
yeah,
I'm kind of not really losing, but I'm saying that I'm losing.
yeah. Doesn't
I'll actually fold the current hand. I'll just be like, see, just look at this. This is garbage. And but I'm putting the cards face down, of course, so nobody can see them.
Yeah. You know what? Doesn't look like you're doing too awfully bad here at this table.
Well, it's a nice place. I really like what you've done with it. I mean, you
Thanks.
serve Wookiees. That's that. Not everybody does that.
I like to keep my arms in my sockets, so
I'll look over at Kara and see her drinking. Oh my God, is that a sea breeze?
Oh, the Wookiee has that.
Oh damn!
No, they didn't make a sea breeze. It's the house special.
Oh,
whatever that is.
Yeah, I can't come up with anything clever
Actually,
off the top of my head.
It's a greyhound. It's like a sea breeze, but not as delicious.
So yeah, you guys pretty much determined that Kaito is kind of in a hole, and he's kind of at desperate measures to figure out what has happened,
Okay.
what get himself out of this situation that he's in.
Certainly sound that way.
I will stand up from the table, because since I folded my hand, I'll take whatever chips I have managed to win with me, but so, and I'll gather up with the group. So he needs to pay back this fella, and we know where he's got some spice hiding that he's gonna have to sell.
Are you doing this in front of Korshin Fen?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said like I gather up with the group.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we should probably leave. To be honest with you.
Before we go too in depth.
Before we lay out our
Yeah,
clever
let's just-
plan in the middle of the bar.
Just go.
Yeah, we'll go outside.
Okay, so you guys go outside.
So yeah, like we know where he's going to go for this spice. We know he needs to sell it. What if we get in the middle there and offer to be go-betweens so that he can sell his spice? We could sell it to the Pikes, take a cut of that, and he's also got to come to the rendezvous, which means we're delivering Pike to the Pike. Or sorry, we're delivering nachos to the Pikes, which sounds like a skip the dishes thing, but whatever. And we kind of win-win there, right? Am I thinking this right?
Sure.
Oh,
What do you
I'm
think,
on
Joel?
board.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Sounds
I
like
don't know
a
if
plan.
this is a clever plan or not, to be totally honest with you. I'm just thinking this. Okay, but first we need to find the man. I mean, obviously, we can't make a deal with the man if we can't find the man. So do we go to the other club to try and find him, or do we just make a plan to be there when he goes to pick up the spice? That's the only thing I'm not sure on. Like, what do you guys think is the better option there?
If he's trying to find buyers for the spice, he may be at the Umbra Club. At the tower seems to be maybe where it's being held. So
The only thing that worries me about the tower is if we show up there and we're just like, "Hey, dude, picking up illegal goods, we can help you." Like, we'll just get shot.
and none of us look like him. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Impersonating a bounty hunter. Probably not the smartest thing we could do. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's make our way to the other club.
To the Umbral.
All right,
Umbral.
so you take off from the Spider Club, or from the Spider Sabak Parlor, and you are headed out to the Umbra Club, and that is where we will leave it for this evening, and we'll pick it up on episode 2 from the Umbra Club as you guys make your way to the one of the seediest,
What
most
could possibly go wrong?
horrible.
Nothing at all.
We're
This is
bringing a
fine.
brawler to a seedy place.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Tango
One
can
of-
be the distraction this time.
One of the worst. One of the worst clubs of Coruscant, and you guys are headed there
On purpose.
on purpose.
Because why not?
Absolutely. All right, so that's going to do it for episode 1 of Under a Black Sun. I want to thank everybody for that has tuned in and that has joined us live. There was quite a bit of chatter going on while we were playing, so thank you very much to everybody that joined us. If folks would like to know more about you as players, let's point some folks your way. Let's head right over to Amanda Call. You can check her out at ageofnight.com.
ageofnight.com, new comic page uploading right now.
Excellent. And if you would like to know more about our furry Wookiee of this series, Josh, you can check him out at Halloweenville on YouTube.
Absolutely.
And next to Josh, you can also. Oh no, actually, he's not. Oh yeah, I guess he's center screen at this on this session. Mr. Ben Higgins, who you can follow at Flap Cardboard on Instagram and Twitch and Twitter. No, what?
Twitter.
Twitter. Are you on
Twitter, yeah.
Twitch? You're not
One
on
of those-
Twitch,
I don't have anything on Twitch now.
but you play a lot of video games though.
I do. I've done a little bit of streaming of Destiny 2 on YouTube, but it's mostly when I find something that I did in game that I thought was cool, I might upload a clip. So
Nice. And of course, You can also see Ben and Jason both, or not see them, but you can hear them on the Chaotic Goodcast every week on the VCG podcast feed. And if folks would like to follow Jason, you can check him out at Hexeter. That's HEXETER. Just basically on every single
Yeah.
All the
social
things.
media that there
If
is.
you search for Hexeter, you're more than likely going to run into
I mean,
me.
You can even like his MySpace page at this point.
MySpace. Yes. You know what?
Nice.
No. No. He was Hexeter on MySpace. I was not Hexeter on MySpace.
All right. I want to thank everybody.
That was a different age.
Yes, it was a different time.
I want to thank everybody again for tuning in. Remember, winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe too. We'd love to have folks join our VCG community because we love showcasing all sorts of RPGs and tabletop games. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.